So for a particle confined in 1D box, okay, suppose assume that a particle is confined to move along x-axis with the infinite potential barrier, okay, are placed in such a manner that the particle is restricted to move only within this region, okay. So that's why it is called a box. And here x value is 0 and here x value is L, and we have written the Schrodinger equation for this system, and we assumed the particle inside as free particle. For free particle, potential energy is constant, and for our convenience we assumed that potential energy as 0, okay. So by assuming potential energy is 0, we solved the Schrodinger equation H psi, that is time independent Schrodinger equation H psi equal to E psi, and we got the energy eigenvalue and the eigenfunctions of the Hamiltonian operator, okay. So what is the energy eigenvalue we got? En equal to n square h square over 8m L square. This is the energy eigenvalue we obtained by solving the Schrodinger equation for a particle confined in 1D box, okay, with the boundary condition x equal to 0 to x equal to L, right. And we discussed some of the important features of energy eigenvalue of particle in 1D box, okay, in the last lecture. In this lecture I am going to discuss some important informations regarding wave functions, okay, right, or eigenfunctions of Hamiltonian operator, right. So I am going to discuss about some of the important features of, right, wave functions. Wave functions and its features. Some important features I am going to discuss, right. We all know that wave function has no physical significance, okay. Wave function psi, wave function has no physical significance, right, okay. But square of the wave function will give you probability of finding the particle at a particular location, right. So square of the wave function has meaning, but for wave function there is no physical meaning, right. And what is the wave function for particle confined in 1D box? The time dependent wave function can be written as psi, which depends on x comma t for nth state, okay. This is time dependent wave function. Since potential energy is constant, or we assumed the potential energy is 0 in this case, therefore potential energy is independent of time. So we can write this time dependent wave function into two parts. One depends on position alone, the other one depends on time, which is given as e power minus I E n, energy of the nth state, EIT by h cross. So this is the wave function which is the particle which is present inside the box, okay. This function is applicable only inside the box, right. And here I told you in the last class that probability of finding, that is psi n x comma t whole square, right, probability with the time dependent wave function is equal to probability with the time independent wave function. They are actually equal. Since they are equal, right, you need not take this time dependent wave function and to discuss properties, right, not necessary. You can take simply the time independent wave function, and based on that you can discuss, or you can learn some of the important properties of this wave function, or some important features of the wave function. So what I am going to do here is, I am going to consider only time independent wave function, right, in order to understand some important information, particularly in 1D box, okay, right. So what is the time independent wave function? time independent wave function for nth state for a particle constrained to move in a 1D box is given as square root of 2 by L into sine n pi by L into x. This is the wave function formula where the n can take values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. N equal to 1 means it is the ground state, n equal to 2 means first excited state, n equal to 3 second excited state, like that it goes. Okay, so this is the time independent wave function for a particle in 1D box. Right, now we'll discuss about these wave functions. Okay, we'll discuss about the probability and other important features. Okay, so let me take first the ground state wave function. Okay, that is psi 1 of x. Right, I am going to consider the ground state wave function. Ground state means n should be 1. So if I put n equal to 1, what I will get is psi 1 of x equal to, that is wave function for the ground state, equal to square root of 2 by L. In the place of n, we should put n equal to 1. So we get n sine pi over L into x. So this is the wave function, right, for the ground state of a particle confined in 1D box. Okay, now how this wave function supposed to appear, right? Say for example, what will happen the value of the wave function when x is equal to 0? For different value of x, I am going to find the value of the wave function and I am going to plot the wave function with respect to x. Okay, so first what I will do, at x equal to 0, what will be the value of the wave function? If I put x equal to 0 here, 0 into pi by L becomes 0. So sine 0, you know very well sine 0 is 0. If sine 0 is 0, 0 into this becomes 0. So we can say that the wave function becomes 0 at x equal to 0. Okay, wave function becomes 0 at x equal to 0. Okay, what about at x equal to L? If I put x equal to L, listen, in the place of L, if I put x equal to L, what will happen? You will get L cancels. So you will get sine pi. I told you in the last class, sine, all pi values are 0. Sine pi, sine 2 pi, right? Sine pi, right? Sine 2 pi, sine 3 pi, all the values are 0 actually. All these values are 0. So sine pi is 0. If sine pi is 0, then this becomes 0. Okay. So wave function, right, at x equal to L also becomes 0. So at the extreme points, that is at x equal to 0 and at x equal to L, the wave function becomes, okay, wave functions are 0. Wave function value is 0. Now, what will happen at x is equal to, at the middle of the box? Middle of the box means L by 2. Okay, box length is L, you know, right? If I put x equal to L by 2, that means at the middle of the box. If I put x equal to L by 2 here, put L by 2, L cancels. So you will get sine pi by 2. Sine pi by 2 is 1. 1 into this is square root of 2 by L. Okay, so what we get? Sine 1 of x equal to square root of 2 by L. Okay, you just put L by 2 in the place of x. So you will get L by 2 here. This L cancels. Therefore, sine pi by 2 you will get. Sine pi by 2 value is 1. So 1 into root of 2 by L is root 2 by L. This is the wave function at L equal to 2 by 2. At x equal to L by 2. What happens at x is equal to L by 4? At x equal to L by 4. Right? If we put x equal to L by 4 here, right? L by 4. L cancel, you get sine pi by 4. Let me do it here. Sine pi by L. In the place of x, you put L by 4. L by 4. So L cancel, you get sine pi by 4. Okay. What is sine pi by 4? Sine pi is 180. 180 by 4, you will get 45 degree. Sin 45 is correct. Sin 45 is 1 by root 2. The value of sin 45 is 1 by root 2. So this value now becomes 1 by root 2. Here we have root 2 by L. So root 2 by root L, I can write this as this root 2 square root of 2 by L can be written as root 2 by root L into sin 45 degree is 1 by root 2. So this root 2 cancel and you get a value sin 1 of x equal to 1 by root of L. Right? Similarly, if you calculate the wave function at x is equal to 3L by 4, 3L by 4, if I put x equal to 3L by 4, what will I get? Sin pi by L into 3L by 4, L cancels, right? You will get 45 plus 3, you will get 135 degree. Let me do it in the next page. Let me do it in the next page. So sin, what we got? Sin 3 pi by 4. Okay, pi value is 180. 180 by 4 is 45. 45 into 3, you will get 135. Okay, 135. So what is the value of sin 135? Sin 135 degree, right? 35. What's the value? You know very well. Sin 135 belongs to second quadrant. Okay, right? So in the second quadrant, sin is positive, right? Since we can write this as 90 plus 45 degree, right? This I can write. Okay, let me write like this. Sin 135 can be written 90 plus 45. Okay, 90 plus 45 means it is second quadrant. In second quadrant, sin value is positive, and since we have 90, sin should be changed into cos. So this is equal to cos 45 degree, and you know very well cos 45 degree also 1 by root 2. Okay, cos 45 also 1 by root 2. So sin 135 is also equal to 1 by root 2. If this is also equal to 1 by root 2, what will happen here? Okay, if I put 1 by root 2 here, again root 2 cancel, you will get the same value 1 by square root of L. Okay, so these are all the wave functions for different values of x. Now what I am going to do, I am going to plot the wave function with respect to these x values. How the wave function will look like. Okay, we will see. Right, so I am going to plot wave function in y-axis and the x values here. Okay, so along in the y-axis I am going to plot wave function. Okay, so this is x, here x equal to 0, here x is equal to L, and length of the box is L, you know, and the middle is L by 2, middle of the box. At the middle of the box, x value is L by 2, and here L by 4, x value is L by 4, and here x value is 3 times L by 4. Okay. Now, if I plot how the graph will look like, we know very well. See here in y-axis, I am going to plot wave function for the ground state. I am going to plot ground state wave function psi 1 of x. Right. Now, at x is equal to 0, these are all x values. Okay. At x is equal to 0, you know very well the wave function is 0. Right. See here, at x is equal to 0, wave function is 0. At x is equal to L, also the wave function is 0. Okay. So the wave function is 0 at x equal to 0, and the wave function is 0 at x equal to L. What about at the middle of the box? At L by 2, at x is equal to L by 2, at x equal to L by 2, wave function value is square root of 2 by L. It's the positive value, right? So you will get some value, say for example here. Let this length be square root of 2 by L. Okay. Then what happens at x equal to L by 4 and 3L by 4? At x equal to 3L by 4 and 3L by 4, the value of the wave functions are same, 1 by root L, 1 by root N. But if you compare with this value, that is the wave function at the middle of the box, okay, this value is low. So the wave function at x is equal to L by 4 and at x is equal to 3L by 4, the values are same, but these two values are less than the value at the middle of the box. Right? If you find a wave function at different values of x, okay, I just calculated the wave function at 5 points. Right? If you calculate for all the points, yes, you will get a graph which appears like this. Okay, you will get the function will appear like this. Okay, so this is the wave function, right? Wave function of particle in 1D box. Okay, this is the nature of the wave function in the particle in 1D box or in the ground state, right? In the n is equal to 1 state. For the ground state, this is how the wave function will appear. Okay, and here some things we have to note, that is at x is equal to 0 and at x equal to L, these two are called actually extreme points. We know very well, at extreme point wave function will become 0. Other than these extreme points, if wave function becomes 0 anywhere, we call that point as node. So what is node? Node is the point where wave function becomes 0 or probability becomes 0. Okay, so here between 0 to L, at no point wave function becomes 0. Actually, wave function increases, then it decreases in this manner. Okay, at no point between 0 to L, the wave function becomes 0. So that means at n is equal to 1, there is no node. Okay, in the ground state, there is no node present. This is very important. Keep this in mind. Okay, so this is the nature of the wave function or the plot of the wave function in the ground state for particle in 1D box. Right? How the probability plot will look like? What is probability? Probability is nothing but square of the wave function. Okay, you take the square of the wave function. Right? If you take, see, wave function values are all values are positive. If you take square, what will happen? The value will appear like this. See, I'll show you. If you plot the probability with respect to x, right? The probability plot will appear like this. Yes, the probability plot will go like this. Okay, so what does this indicate? See, this curve is actually probability plot I1 of x whole square. Okay, it is probability plot. What does this indicate? It indicates that probability of finding particle is maximum. See, here probability is minimum. Here then probability increases. Probability reaches a maximum exactly at the middle of the box. Then probability decreases and becomes 0 at x equal to L. So the probability of finding particle is maximum at x is equal to L by 2, that is at the middle of the box in the case of ground state. Okay, so in the ground state, the probability of finding particle in the ground state, probability of locating or finding the particle, the probability of finding the particle is maximum at x is equal to L by 2, that is at the middle of the box. So in the ground state, right, the probability of finding particle is maximum at the middle of the box. Listen, why I am telling this? See, in classical approach or according to classical mechanics, that is Newtonian mechanics, what this classical mechanics says is that according to classical mechanics, listen, the particle can move freely from 0 to L direction or L to 0 direction. It can move or it execute to and fro motion right? So according to classical mechanics, the probability of finding particle is almost it is same everywhere between 0 to L. Okay, see what classical mechanics says. According to classical mechanics, right, probability of finding particle, particle is same everywhere inside the box. Same everywhere inside the box. What is meant by that? Listen, according to classical mechanics, right, it is equal. The probability of finding particle is same everywhere. But what quantum mechanics says? According to quantum mechanics, for in the ground state specifically, in the ground state, the probability of finding particle is maximum at the middle of the box, right? And probability decreases, right, in this direction as well as in this direction, right? So below L by 2 probabilities are low. Above L by 2 up to L probabilities are again low. Probability is maximum at the middle of the box. Okay, so it's a very, very important point. Keep this in mind. Right now, okay, in the case of particle in 1D box, right, very specifically in the ground state. Okay, let me discuss the excited state and other states, first excited state, second excited state, and other states. After that, we will discuss collectively all the states. Okay, yeah. Now, so this is regarding probability or wave function of the ground state of particle present in 1D box. Okay, now let us go to the first excited state. Okay, first excited state means n equal to 2, right, which means we are going to consider the wave function psi 2 of x. Psi 2 of x. In a similar manner, we have to find out the value of the wave function at different values of x. Okay, yes, how to do that? First, what is the wave function of particle in the first excited state? Okay, so what we have to do in the wave function formula, you should put n equal to 2. Yeah, see, this is the wave function formula, general wave function formula. In the place of n, we should put n value as 2. So you will get sine 2 pi by L into x. Okay, so if I substitute n here, n equal to 2, I will get square root of 2 by L into sine n value is 2 pi by L into x. Okay, so this is the wave function for the particle present in the first excited state, right, general wave function. Now we will see how this plot will appear for various or in the inside the box. Okay, at various locations, what will be the values of these wave functions? First, let me take at x is equal to 0, what will be the value of the wave function? If I put x equal to 0 here, 0 into something becomes 0, and you know very well sine 0 is 0, 0 into square root of 2 by L, so everything becomes 0. So wave function becomes 0 at x is equal to 0. Now, what happens at x is equal to L? Okay, at x is equal to L, if I put x is equal to L here, L cancels, you will get sine 2 pi. Sine 2 pi value also 0, right? Therefore, this entire term becomes 0. So the wave function becomes 0, right, at x is equal to L also. Right? Now, what will happen at the middle of the box? That is at x is equal to L by 2. If I put x is equal to L by 2 here, L by 2, okay, what will happen? L cancels. Let me write here, sine 2 pi by L is here. In the place of x, we should put L by 2. Okay, this L cancels, 2 cancel, you will get sine pi. I told you sine all pi values are 0. So sine pi is 0. If this becomes 0, 0 into this also becomes 0. So the wave function again becomes 0 at the middle of the box. This is this is with respect to the first exit state. For first exit state, wave function is 0 at x equal to 0, wave function is 0 at x equal to L, wave function also equal to 0 at the middle of the box. Okay, now what will happen at x is equal to L by 4. Okay, so if I put L by 4 here, I will get sine 2 pi by L into L by 4. L cancels 2. Okay, 2 to 4. So you will get sine pi by 2. You know very well sine pi by 2 is 1. Okay, since sine pi by 2 value is 1, 1 into this become, so you will get square root of 2 by L. So the wave function at x equal to L by 4 equal to square root of 2 by L. Right? Similarly, if you calculate at x is equal to 3L by 4, right, what we will get? Let me write it in the next page. Okay, so these are all the wave function values at different values of x. Okay, now what will happen to the value at x is equal to 3L by 4? Let me do it here. Okay, page number 2. Second page actually, yeah. Sheet number 2. So at x is equal to 3 by L 4, right? Now at x is equal to 3L by 4, what's the value of the wave function, right? So we need to find out sine 2 pi by L, and we should put x is equal to 3L by 4. Okay, so this L cancels, and 2 cancels, so we'll get 2 to 4 here. So we'll get sine 3 pi by 2. Okay, you know very well pi by 2 is 90. 90 into 3 is 270. So we need to find out the value of 270 degree. Okay, 70. What is the sine value of 270? Yes, 270 can be written as sine 180, right, plus 90. You can write like this. Okay, we can write like this. 180 plus means third quadrant. In third quadrant, sine value is negative. You know very well. This is first quadrant, this is second quadrant, this is third quadrant, this is fourth quadrant. Okay, in the first quadrant, all positive. In the second quadrant, you may be knowing about this, right? All silver teacups, right? So in the second quadrant, sine value is positive, sine value positive, and cosecant value also positive. In the third quadrant, tan value is positive, cot value also positive. In the fourth quadrant, cos value is positive, and secant value also positive. Okay, you know this. So in the third, 180 plus means third quadrant. In the third quadrant, tan value, cot value are positive, but cos sine value is negative. So put negative sign. 180 means we say that it is even. Okay, so 180 plus means you should put sine. 180 means sine should be retained as such. So sine 90 value, you know very well, sine 90 is 1, so you will get minus 1. So sine 3 pi by 2 value is minus 1. Okay, so if I multiply this value with the in the wave function we have, so now this value becomes minus 1. Minus 1 into square root of 2 by L. So the wave function at x is equal to 3L by 4 equal to, at x is equal to 3L by 4, the wave function psi 2 of x will become minus square root of 2 by L. Remember, wave function can be positive or negative. Wave function can be positive or negative. Wave function can be real or imaginary. But square of the wave function, probability value should be always a real value. It can be, it should be always positive and real, right? So now I am going to plot all these values of the wave functions at different values of x. Okay, how the wave function plot will look like. Okay, let me do it here. For n is equal to 2 state. So this is the x-axis and this is my y-axis. Yeah. So in the y-axis, I am going to plot. So this is the x. Okay. Here x is equal to 0. Here x is equal to L. Right. In y-axis, I am going to plot wave function in the for the first excited state wave function. I am going to plot first excited state wave function with respect to the x values. Okay. Now, when x is equal to 0, we found that, I will show you. See, at x is equal to 0, wave function value is 0. Similarly, at x is equal to L, the wave function is again 0. At x is equal to L by 2, that is middle of the box, L by 2, the wave function is 0. Right? So, wave function becomes 0, right, at x equal to 0, at x equal to L by 2, at x equal to L. What will happen to the value of the wave function, or what is the value of the wave function at x is equal to L by 4? Okay, at x is equal to L by 4, the value of the wave function is positive and the square root of 2 by L. So, let it be this value, suppose. So, it is a positive value. At x is equal to 3L by 4, 3L by 4, the value of the wave function, yes, we obtained just now, which is negative, minus of square root of 2 by L. So, same value, magnitude is same, but it should be in the negative direction. Therefore, the value is supposed to be here. If you calculate wave functions for different values of x, okay, and if you plot, okay, you'll get a graph which appears something like this. You'll get a graph which appears like this. Okay, so this is the nature of the graph for the particle in the first excited state, that is in the n is equal to 2 state. Now, if you observe this wave functions, the plot carefully, listen, I told you, apart from terminal position, in any other position, if the wave function becomes 0, we call that point as a node. So here, see, now in the first excited state, at the middle of the box, wave function becomes 0. That means this point is called a node. So for particle in 1D box, in the first excited state, we have one node. Whereas in the ground state, there is no node. Okay, for ground state, see, n is equal to 1, right? Number of node equal to 0 for ground state. Whereas for the first excited state, we have one node. So, number of node equal to 1. Similarly, if you go to the second excited state, third excited state, right, number of nodes slowly increases, right? And we can use this general formula, that is number of nodes, okay, in a particular state, in an nth state, can be given as n minus 1. You can use this shortcut formula to find the number of nodes in a particular state. Okay, so for ground state, n is equal to 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, so no node. For the first excited state, n is equal to 2. If you put n equal to 2 here, 2 minus 1 is 1, so number of node is 1. If you go to the second excited state, n is equal to 3. If you put 3, you will get 3 minus 1, 2. So there will be 2 nodes. Okay, yeah. So this is the wave function plot for the first excited state of particle in 1D box. Okay, how the probability plot will look like? Probability means you should take square. When you take square of these values, okay, when you take square, negative values also become positive. So square of the wave function is always a positive value, right? And it will go like this. Let me show you. This is actually the probability plot. This is actually the probability plot. So this is actually psi 2 of x square, or mod of psi 2 of x square, and this is the wave function plot. Okay, the blue line indicate wave function plot, and this black line indicate probability plot. Okay, see, probability is 0 here. Remember, this is very important. What is mean by node? Node means, apart from terminal point. Okay, apart from terminal point, if there is any point, okay, in between 0 to L, right, or apart from terminal point, if the probability becomes 0 at any other point, we call that point as a node. Okay, apart from terminal position, okay, inside the box at any position, if the probability becomes 0, that position is called a node. So here we have one node, right? And see here, now probability at the middle of the box is 0, whereas probability, right, at x equal to L by 4 and 3L by 4 is maximum, right? And these two probabilities are equal. That means probability of finding particle is maximum at L by 4, at 3L by 4, and these two probabilities are equal. There is equal probability of finding particle at x equal to L by 4 and 3L by 4 in the first excited state. Okay, so keep this point in mind. It's very, very important, right? This is for the first excited state. Let me do it for second excited state, okay, so that you can understand how this wave function will appear like. Okay, so now let us proceed with the second excited state, that is n is equal to 2. N is equal to 3. If n is equal to 3, then the wave function is represented as psi 3 of x, right? It is also called second excited state. Right, so what is the wave function for second excited state? It is equal to square root of 2 by L into sine. In the place of n, we should put 3. So 3 pi by L into x. This is the general wave function. Now we will find out the values of these wave function at different values of x. Okay. Now first at x equal to 0, what will be the value of wave function? If you put x equal to 0 here, right, then sine 0 is 0, so the entire value becomes 0. The wave function becomes 0 at x equal to 0. Similarly, at x is equal to L, right, the wave function becomes, if you put x equal to L here, L cancel, you will get sine 3 pi, sine all pi values are 0, therefore the wave function again becomes 0. Right, what will happen at the middle of the box? L by 2. If you put x is equal to L by 2 here, yes, what will get? Sine 3 pi by L into L by 2. L cancel, you will get sine 3 pi by 2. Pi by 2 is 90. 90 into 3 is 270. Sine 270 value we already found out. Okay, sine 270 value is minus 1. So it means the wave function, this value become minus 1. Minus 1 into square root of 2 by L. So at the middle of the box, the wave function value is equal to minus square root of 2 by L. Okay, so at x equal to 0, 0. At x equal to L, 0. At x is equal to L by 2, we got negative value. Right. Now we will find out what is the value of wave function at x is equal to L by 4 and 3L by 4. Okay. Let me write it in the next page. Okay. See, at x is equal to L by 4, what will be the value of the wave function? Okay. So we have this formula square root of 2 by L into sine 3 pi by L. In the place of x, I will put L by 4. In the place of x, I will put L by 4. Okay, so this L cancel. You will get 3 pi by 4 square root of 2 by L into sine 3 pi by 4. 3 pi by 4 is 1 sine 135, right? Pi by 4 is 45 degree. Okay, and 45 into 3 you will get 135, and we know very well sine 135 we already worked out. This one here, see, sine 135 is 1 by root 2. Sine 135 is 1 by root 2. Okay, so it's a positive value, so you will get the value as 1 by root 2. If you put root 2 cancel, you will get the value as 1 by root L. At x is equal to L by 4, the value is positive 1 by root L. what will happen at x is equal to 3l by 4? At x is equal to 3l by 4, the wave function value becomes, in a similar manner we have to work out, sine 3 pi by l into 3l by 4. This l cancels, so you will get square root of 2 by l into sine, this is sine 3 into sine, it is 9 actually, 9, pi by 4 is 45, 9 times 45 square root of 2 by l into sine, it is 405 is coming, right? 405, okay, up to 360, full circle is over, so it should be 360 plus, right? So I can write, I'll find out this value separately. Sine 405 is equal to sine 360 plus 35. 405, no, 45, 360 plus 45. Sine 360 plus 45 means first quadrant. In the first quadrant, sine value is positive, okay, and 360 is even, 180, 360 are considered as even. So if it is even, sine should be retained as sine. So sine 45, and the value of sine 45 is 1 by root 2 again. Okay, so this value also positive now. So this is positive, 1 by root 2. If you put 1 by root 2 here, root 2 cancels, you will get 1 by square root of l. Okay, so sine 3 of x equal to square root of 2 by square root of l, square root of 2 by square root of l, and this value is 1 by root 2. Root 2 cancel, you will get the answer is 1 by square root of l. Okay, so the wave function values at different values of x are calculated for the second excited state, right? The values are at x is equal to 0, wave function is 0. At x is equal to l, wave function is 0. At x is equal to l by 2, wave function is minus square root of 2 by l. And at x is equal to l by 4 and 3l by 4, the values are equal actually. At x equal to l by 4 and at x is equal to 3l by 4, the values are equal and positive. Okay, now let me draw this wave function, okay, with respect to wave function versus x values, right? So the plot will look like this. This is for second excited state. Okay, this plot is applicable for second excited state. Let this be the x value. So this is x-axis. X-axis, here x is equal to 0, here x is equal to l. At the middle, x is equal to l by 2. Here the value of x is equal to l by 4. Here the value of x is equal to 3 times l by 4. Okay, and now we should, now I am going to plot in the y-axis. I am going to put the value psi 3 of x. So I am going to plot psi 3 of x in y-axis and x values in x-axis. Okay, so what will be the nature of the plot? At x equal to 0, wave function is 0. We know, we found that just before. At x equal to l also, the wave function is 0. At x is equal to l by 2, see here, we calculated the value. At x equal to 0, wave function 0. At x equal to l, wave function 0. At x is equal to l by 2, wave function is minus square root of 2 by l. Okay, so if I put that value here, see, it is minus square root of 2 by l. Right, and at x equal to l by 4, value is positive 1 by root l. And at x is equal to 3l by 4, value is positive 1 by root l. Okay, so positive, this length is square root of 2 by l, whereas this length is square root of 1 by root of l. So 1 by root of l is somewhat small compared to this. Okay, they are positive values. So if I plot for other value, actually we have to calculate the wave functions for other values of x. Okay, but without doing that, you can easily plot using these points, right? How the wave function will look like. See, the wave function will go to a maximum positive value here, then it will go to a minimum, there is negative value here, then it goes here, again it goes here, right? So the nature of the wave function looks like this, right? Now listen, apart from terminal points, at two places, okay, the wave function becomes 0. So this is actually a node and this is actually another node. So we have two nodes here. We have two nodes. Right? Now, how the probability will look like? Okay, let me draw probability separately here and draw probability plot here so that curve may not confuse you. Okay, yeah. So now I'll plot psi 3 of x square. That is, I am plotting probability with respect to x axis. You know very well, wave function can be positive or negative, right? Wave function can be, here wave function is positive, here negative, here positive, right? So wave functions can be positive or negative, but probability is always positive, right? So how the probability will appear like, see here, this is L by 2, this is 0, this is L, this is L by 2, and this is L by 4, and this is 3 times L by 4. Right? How the probability plot will look like? Yes. So here you will have some probability, some minimum probability. Here we have some minimum probability at L by 3 L by 4. At L by 2 you will get maximum probability. So the probability graph will appear like this. Yes. This is how the probability plot will look like. Right? See, in the second excited state, that is in the n equal to 2 state, right? Probability of finding particle is maximum at the middle of the box, and the probability also have some value at x equal to L by 4 and 3 L by 4. And we have two nodes. What are nodes? Nodes are points where probability of finding particle is 0. So here probability is 0, here probability is 0. Okay, yeah. So we have two nodes here, right? In the case of second excited state, right? Yeah. So this is how the wave functions for different states will appear. Okay. Now let me give all these plots together so that you will get some idea over the wave functions and other wave functions and plots. Okay. Let me do it collectively. So let us take, this is the, so in the y-axis I am going to plot wave function, right, and x-axis I will plot x values. Okay. So let us take, this is the ground state n equal to 1, and this is x value, right? Here x equal to 0, here x equal to L, and middle x equal to L by 2, that and all you know. How the wave function will appear for n equal to 1 state. For n equal to 1 state, the wave function reaches a maximum at the middle of the box and it decreases like this. This is how the wave function plot will appear in the n equal to 1 state, that is ground state. Okay. Then how the wave function will appear for n equal to 2 state. Let me draw here. Okay. Let us take this as n equal to 2 state. N equal to 2 means first excited state. In the first excited state, okay, the wave function becomes 0 even at the middle of the box. So the wave function plot will appear like this. Okay, the wave function will appear like this. Okay, so this is the nature of the wave function in the first excited state. What about in the second excited state? Yes, in the second excited state, it will appear like this. Right? So here n equal to 3, it is called second excited state. In the second excited state, the wave function plot will appear like this. The wave function plot will appear like this. So here, see, in the ground state, wave function is positive everywhere. In the first excited state, up to L by 2, wave function is positive. After that, the wave function becomes negative. Whereas in the second excited state, wave function is positive here, negative here, and positive here. Okay, listen. In between the box, if wave function sign changes, okay, then there should be a node. So this is a nodal point. Okay, here see, wave function sign changes. So this is one nodal point. Here wave function sign changes. So this is another nodal point. There are two nodes. Right? If you go to n equal to 4 level, how the wave function will appear like. Okay. So in a similar manner, we have to plot for the other functions. Okay. So without doing that, let me give you the probability plot so that you can easily understand this. Right? How the probability plot will appear like? Yeah, let me do it here. In the same graph, let me draw the appearance of the probability plot. Right? Probability plot for n equal to 1 state, yes, it will appear like this. For n equal to 1 state, the probability plot will appear like this. Right? For n equal to 1 state. So probability is maximum at the middle of the box. For n equal to 2 state, okay, the probability will appear like this. Probability will be maximum at x equal to L by 4 and at x is equal to 3L by 4. So this is probability plot, psi square plot, psi 2 square. Okay, and here this is psi 1 square plot. Right? Then if you go to n equal to 3, yes, the probability will appear like this. Okay, it will appear like this. And if you go to n is equal to 4, n equal to 5, n equal to 6, what will happen? The probability, see from the ground state, if you observe carefully, here probability is maximum only at the middle. Now what will happen? The probability slowly moves towards the terminal point. Okay, I have two probabilities here. Here again, some probability is appearing near terminal points. So if you go to the higher state, when n becomes very high, see, when n becomes very high value, say for example 100 or 200, okay, what will happen? Right? If n become very high, what will happen? See, the wave function plot will appear like this. Okay, for n high value. For n high value, the probability plot, I'm going to plot psi square. Psi square plot, right, will appear like this. Okay, what does this indicate? It indicates that probability of finding particle, right, almost same everywhere. Right, when n become very high, okay, what will happen? You will get many peaks, many close peaks will start to appear. So we can say that when n become very high, probability of finding particle becomes same everywhere. This is actually the classical result. I told you in the beginning, classical mechanics says that probability of finding the particle is same everywhere. But classical mechanics says that for all state it should be same. But what quantum mechanics says is that when n become very high, if you go to very high states, very higher energy states, in those states probability of finding particle becomes same everywhere. So the classical results and the quantum mechanical results matches at very high values. This is what we call as Bohr's correspondence principle. Bohr's correspondence principle. Okay, according to which the quantum mechanical result and the classical mechanical result, these two results matches when you go to very high energy states. Okay, yeah. So today I discussed some basic ideas on wave functions. We have a lot more to discuss, so we'll continue this in the next lecture. Okay, I stop here. Thank you.